Welcome to Vantage Points, where we bring you the latest news from Indonesia. Let's get into today's top stories. Good evening, viewers. A significant shift in global poverty measurement standards has led to a dramatic revision of Indonesia's poverty rate. In its latest update, the World Bank reports that more than two-thirds of Indonesians are now considered living below the poverty line, an increase that stems not from economic decline, but from a new global calculation method. Here's the full report.
The World Bank has revealed that 68.25% of Indonesia's population, equivalent to 194.58 million people, were living in poverty in 2024. This is based on the latest data released in June 2025. This figure represents a sharp increase from the 60.3% poverty rate, cited in the Macro Poverty Outlook report from April 2025. The rise, however, does not reflect a sudden economic downturn, but rather a revision in how poverty is defined globally. In June 2025, the World Bank implemented a new methodology using the Purchasing Power Parity (PPP) 2021 standard. This update, released by the International Comparison Program (ICP) in May 2024, replaces the previous PPP 2017 benchmark. PPP is an international economic metric used to adjust poverty lines based on the real purchasing power of people in different countries. It compares the price of a fixed basket of goods and services globally, ensuring a more accurate and comparable view of poverty levels. With this updated standard, more Indonesians are now classified as poor, not due to reduced income, but because the poverty threshold itself has been raised to better reflect current global economic conditions. The revision underscores the need for policymakers to reassess social welfare programs and economic inclusion strategies. It also reminds us that how we measure poverty can be just as important as the numbers themselves, as reported by Metro TV Extend.
No wonder I've been feeling broker lately. Human-wildlife interactions are becoming increasingly common in areas where natural habitats overlap with agricultural land. In southeast Aceh, Indonesia, residents are facing challenges as wildlife activity begins to affect their livelihoods. One recent incident involves a suspected tiger attack on livestock, raising concern among local farmers.
Our story tonight comes from southeast Aceh, where a growing number of wildlife encounters are raising concerns among local farmers. In particular, a recent incident involving a suspected attack by a Sumatran tiger on livestock has put the community on alert. A cow owned by Iwan, a resident of Mandébe village, was found dead with multiple claw and bite marks. The injuries suggest the animal was attacked by a Sumatran tiger. This happened in a plantation area near Gulo village, located in the Darul Hassana subdistrict. Iwan told our reporter that this is not the first time his livestock have fallen victim to such attacks. Since 2022, he says he has lost a total of 6 cows, all under similar circumstances. The repeated losses have made it difficult for him and other farmers in the area to carry on with their daily work. The presence of the tiger in the region, while an important part of the local ecosystem, is now creating a conflict with human activity, particularly agriculture. Residents say they are becoming more cautious when tending their plantations and are concerned for their own safety. Local authorities, including the Natural Resources Conservation Agency, have yet to release an official statement on the situation. Meanwhile, residents hope for increased monitoring and measures to prevent further incidents. This case highlights the challenges of balancing wildlife conservation with the needs of rural communities. As habitats shrink and human activities expand, such encounters may become more frequent.
When it comes to these big cats, it's best to keep your distance and not get too clawed up in trouble. A night out involving alcohol turned violent in central Jakarta when an online motorcycle taxi driver allegedly stabbed a parking attendant following a dispute over a parking ticket. The incident, which left the victim with serious injuries, led to the swift arrest of the intoxicated perpetrator by police.
A drunk, online motorcycle taxi driver, identified by his initials HB, was arrested for stabbing a parking attendant named TW in central Jakarta. The incident occurred on Monday night at the JTS Kemayoran Culinary Center. The altercation began when HB, who was intoxicated after consuming alcoholic beverages with friends, refused to hand over a parking ticket as he was leaving the culinary center. A verbal argument escalated into a physical fight, during which HB fell to the ground. In a desperate move, HB pulled out a folding knife from his pocket and stabbed TW once in the stomach. Police apprehended HB less than 24 hours after the incident, while he was waiting for passengers in the Sumur Batu Kemayoran area on Tuesday afternoon. Although he attempted to dispose of the folding knife in a bush, Police also found another dagger-type knife in the trunk of his motorcycle during a search. HB admitted to the stabbing, stating he was angered by TW's scolding and insults, which led him to use the knife he had. The victim, TW, sustained a serious stab wound to the abdomen and is currently receiving intensive care in the hospital. HB is now in custody at the Central Jakarta Metro Police Detention Center, as reported by TVO News.
And there you have it, folks. A friendly reminder that a parking ticket just isn't worth a prison sentence. Stay safe, stay sober, and maybe just pay the 2,000 rupiah. In a significant move to safeguard one of the world's most biodiverse marine ecosystems, the Indonesian government has announced the revocation of nickel mining permits for 4 companies operating in the pristine Raja Ampat region. This decisive action, spearheaded by President Prabowo Subianto, comes amid growing concerns over environmental damage and signals a stronger commitment to conservation in the renowned diving paradise.
The Indonesian government has revoked the nickel mining permits of 4 companies operating in Raja Ampat, southwest Papua. This decisive action was taken due to environmental violations committed by these companies. Following the permit revocation, Muhammad Haris, a member of Commission 12 of the House of Representatives, urged President Prabowo Subianto to prioritize the rehabilitation of the Raja Ampat area. He emphasized that after canceling the permits, the government's next crucial task is to restore the damaged environment. Harris also stressed the importance of increased government oversight on other mining companies to prevent any new mining permits from being issued in conservation areas. The Minister of Energy and Mineral Resources confirmed the government's decision to revoke the permits, stating that it was a result of coordinating with the Presidential Cabinet Secretary and receiving direct instructions from the President. He further explained that he personally led a team to Raja Ampat to conduct an on-site inspection, ensuring a proactive and comprehensive understanding of the situation.
One remaining nickel mine remains operational in the area. Let's hope it is because it is following all the rules. We continue with the escalating situation in Los Angeles, California, where demonstrations have regrettably devolved into significant civil unrest.
What began as protests in Los Angeles has spiraled into widespread civil unrest, marked by burning vehicles, damaged public property, and significant looting of local businesses. The escalating situation has prompted a robust response from federal authorities, including the deployment of additional military personnel. Eyewitness accounts from the affected areas describe scenes of chaos, with individuals reportedly engaging in brutal acts of theft. The Los Angeles Police Department has confirmed receiving numerous reports of looting from distraught shop owners, with videos circulating widely that appear to substantiate these claims. Police units are currently focusing their efforts on areas heavily impacted by looting, particularly around 6th Street and Broadway. The turmoil stems from recent mass arrests of undocumented migrants in the Los Angeles area. According to reports, 118 undocumented immigrants have been apprehended in recent days, a figure that includes 2 Indonesian citizens. These arrests have ignited widespread public outrage, leading to thousands taking to the streets in protest over the past week, demanding the immediate release of those detained. In response to the deteriorating situation, U.S. President Donald Trump has authorized the deployment of additional forces to assist in restoring order. This reinforcement includes 700 Marines and 2,000 National Guard troops, bringing the total personnel assigned to Los Angeles to 4,700. The situation remains fluid as authorities work to contain the unrest and address the underlying tensions caused by these protests and deportations.
That's the latest on the situation in Los Angeles. Hopefully the state government and federal government will be able to calm the situation down. That wraps up our coverage for today. If you found this report informative, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.